Alright, so let's talk about Ant Man and the Wasp, and let's talk about what happened in that film, not just the post-credit scene, but what happened in the actual movie is going to, or how I believe it's going to tie into Avengers 4, because Scott Lang is going to have an important role in Avengers 4. So I want to do a video talking to y'all about it. Now, before I go any further, I have to tell you that this video will contain spoilers for Ant Man and the Wasp. If you have not seen the film yet, I do have a non-spoiler review on World of Geekdom, so check that out if you haven't seen it. But I'm going to put this video out assuming that you have seen the movie and assuming that you know what happens in the post or the mid-credit scene. It's mostly the mid-credit scene. So, what happens? Well, at the end of Avengers, Janet is saved from the quantum realm and she gets reunited with Hank Pym. So we have Hank, Janet, then we have Hope and Scott. And the final sequence, or at least the sequence in the mid-credit scene, we see Scott Lang as Ant-Man inside the quantum realm collecting energy to help heal Ghost, who becomes kind of a good guy, or good girl, that is, in the by the end of the movie. And then what happens is he loses communication with Hank and the rest of them in the outside of the quantum realm. Then the camera goes to the outside of the quantum realm and we see them all disappeared as a result of the snap at the end of Avengers Infinity War. They are gone. Now, I knew they were going to do something like this. I had a feeling that the post or mid-credit scene for this film was going to have somebody vanishing, whether it be Hank Pym, whether it be just Hope. I knew someone, maybe T.I., I don't know, but I knew someone was going to vanish, and it turns out that they actually got rid of everyone except for Scott Lang. Now, a couple of questions came up as a result of this. The first question is, the fact that Ant-Man, Scott Lang, is still inside of the quantum realm when this happened, when the snap happened, does that mean that entities inside the quantum realm are immune to the Infinity Gauntlet snap? I don't think that's the case. I've seen some people theorize this. I don't think it's the case. I think Ant-Man just happened to be one of the survivors, like Captain America and Tony, that, Thanos did not wipe out for whatever reason. So I do think that if it's random, he's one of the ones that happened to stay alive. I don't think the quantum realm has anything to do with it, but also the quantum realm exists outside of a traditional space and time. So it is possible that the quantum realm, at least in the MCU, can maybe not supersede the power of the gauntlet, but maybe it has some immunities to maybe what the gauntlet did in the snap. I don't think that's the case, but I'm not going to write that theory out completely. Now, that being said, we know for sure, because there have been leaked set photos, well, we don't know for sure, but we kind of know for sure that there's going to be, we know that Ant-Man's going to be in Avengers 4, but what many of us believe based on the release set photos is that there's going to be some time travel shenanigans in Avengers 4. There's been talk that they have to go back to the earlier MCU movies to retrieve the Infinity Stones, and there's a big, I don't know if you call it a real leak or a fake leak, that Tony Stark's going to make his own gauntlet and all this stuff, but they have to go back and get stones from different time periods. That's been the talk for, in a lot of the communities nowadays online. Now, the only thing that is absolute truth about that statement is that Ant-Man will be in the movie. Now, we know that this film left off with Scott being stuck in the quantum realm. Basically, there's a little mini quantum realm portal inside of the back of a van, and that's how he's able to get in and out to get the healing, quantum energy or whatever the case is. Well, the people outside, Hank and, his wife and daughter, vanish, and Scott's trapped inside the quantum realm. So, obviously, at some point in Avengers 4, the Avengers, whether it be Tony, Bruce, I guess it's going to be Tony and Bruce, they're the scientists, they're going to try looking for Ant-Man. They're probably going to find the abandoned, rooftop where you saw, I think it was a rooftop, where you saw, him inside the quantum realm, and they're probably going to try to fetch him out of the quantum realm. So I think that it's very possible that Bruce and Tony are the ones that save Scott from being in the quantum realm. But then what happens next? Well, there's a line where Janet Van Dyne talks about time within the quantum realm. Now, in the MCU, obviously in the original comics, things were a little bit different. But in the MCU, as far as we know, the only real existence of time travel is with the stones, with the time stone. There's no time machine from what we have seen. That being said, it could be possible that the quantum realm is the key to going through time. If you have a genius, like Bruce, Tony, and maybe even Shuri, maybe even she's going to get involved, figuring out a way to tap into the quantum realm and use it as a portal to the past, that could be exactly how the Avengers go back in time to stop Thanos and prevent the erasing of half the universe. It's going to come down to that. That's one plausible theory that they might go with. And like I said, Janet mentions time. Now, what she specifically says is to watch out for a time vortex. Now, the idea of a time vortex being manipulated by Shuri, Bruce, and Tony, I think makes the most sense out of anything. We know that Scott's not a scientist, but there are so many brilliant minds. And if you throw in some of the other characters that haven't been introduced yet, maybe Bill Foster will appear, maybe Captain Marvel might have some knowledge about this, they will all come together and possibly use the quantum realm to travel through time. I've heard one theory that they're going to use the quantum realm to gather energy to make a new soul stone, but I don't think that's the actual solution. In fact, I was kind of pissed off because I'm walking out of the movie theater when I saw the movie, and this freaking chick is like, don't worry, they're all stuck in the soul stone. And it's like, I hate when people just know everything. And she said it really loud too, like, yeah, that's great that you read Reddit, honey, but don't ruin the movie for people who don't want to have it ruined. Don't ruin Avengers 4. Like, it's so obnoxious to do something like that, right? But I digress. Yeah, they're in the Soul Stone. Like, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? But anyways, again, I'm digressing. It could also be possible that Scott is going to end up going through a time vortex and ending up in the past. Now, obviously, if he goes to the past, he's not going to know what happened to the people in the present, because he knows that he lost connection with them, but he doesn't know what happened with Thanos. He has no idea. So it's one of those things where I don't think they're going to do that, where he just gets stuck into a time vortex. I think they're going to have the scientists develop a way to tap into the quantum realm to use it as a time vortex to go back in time. So they're going to use it kind of like as an amateur kind of time machine, the van, which I think is a pretty cool idea, to go back and stop Thanos. Now, if you remember the character of Ghost, the fact that she's phasing in and out of reality could also be a key, because not only could they use this to maybe go and go back to a different timeline, maybe an alternate universe where the people who were snapped are still alive. That could be a theory, like an alternate Earth, or possibly they could use this in a future movie if Disney gets the Fox rights to bring in the X-Men and actually make the X-Men universe canon to the MCU. I've seen some people think about that as well. And again, I'm just throwing ideas out there. I'm not saying that I fully believe in that theory, but it would be a cool way to incorporate the X-verse that was built up, by Bryan Singer for so many years, and still keep those movies canon and keep them as part of the MCU, just an alternate universe. That would be, to me, a cool idea, even though there's always time travel crap in the X-Men movies, tons of it in fact, still, it would still work out for me. But I think that is the key to them fixing this whole thing, is using the quantum realm. And I think that's a reason why they put it in this film. And Kevin Feige himself said that Ant Man and the Wasp is a little bit closer tied to Avengers 4 than Infinity War. So without question, Ant Man, Scott Lang, is going to have a role. Like I said, I thought they were going to do the snap at the end of the movie too, at the end of Ant Man, and kind of show people disappearing. I didn't think it was going to be Hope, Hank, and Janet. I thought maybe it would just be Janet and Hank. But here's the thing. If you look at the cast list for Avengers 4, and again, understand that the cast list is not finalized yet. It's all tentative. In the cast list, they do list Evangeline Lilly and Michael Douglas as being in the film, from what I saw. Last time I saw it, they're in the movie. So they're either going to come back at the end, when everything gets fixed, hopefully, or maybe they're going to talk to him with some kind of time vortex. Maybe there's something that's going to happen where they'll communicate with our heroes, maybe in a different timeline, different universe, but they're supposed to be in the film. I expect everyone, even though they might not be listed, to be in Avengers 4. So, what do you think? Do you think the quantum realm is the key to defeating Thanos and the key to going through time? Is that what they're going to use to create an amateur time machine to go back and stop him from his tyranny? Or are they going to use the quantum realm to harness some kind of power that may be able to either sneak in and take the stones away by shrinking, or maybe combat the Infinity Gauntlet somehow, which I hope doesn't happen because it's too powerful. It shouldn't be combated. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on Ant Man and the Wasp and how it ties into Avengers 4. Either way, I am very interested. I'm very dialed into this, and I hope that Avengers 4 turns out to be just as good as we all want it to be. And I really think Ant Man and the Wasp, I feel bad because it's a great freaking movie and it's not getting the love it deserves. Thank you so much. Hope you have a good one. I'll see you soon.